down below here. Letter E. All right, for this one, notice we got a trinomial, but we've also got a greatest common factor here. So I'm going to divide everything by 7 because I can divide them also by 7. So I take out 7, that leaves me x squared plus 4x plus 4. And now I'm going to go ahead and t-chart what I've got left in the parentheses here. So kind of ignoring that 7 for now, just hanging outside. We've got x and x. 2 times 2 gives me 4, and it'll also add up to 4 in the middle here. And so we end up here with 7, and then we've got x plus 2 and another x plus 2, so I'm going to write that as x plus 2 squared. All right. Let's go to letter F here. For letter F, we've got a binomial, right? We've got the subtraction, but it's not a perfect square yet, but I can divide both of these by 6. And so I'm going to go ahead and take out that greatest common factor, which is 6. So we'll take out a 6 here. That's going to leave me x squared minus 100. And then I can go ahead and do my t-chart here. So we're going to end up with x and 10 and negative 10. Right? And notice that that will multiply to negative 100, which is what I need. And then we need a 0x in the middle, right? And these will, in fact, add up to 0, because 10 and negative 10, those would cancel each other out. And so we end up here with 6 and x plus 10 and x minus 10. And then we can box those up. And we'll keep going to letter G here. And for this one, I'm going to start by factoring out a 3. So I'll factor out a 3, and that's going to leave me x squared minus 10x plus 25. So we end up there, and then we're going to go ahead and t-chart what's remaining there, and I'm actually going to leave that one for you to work out on your own here, right? So I got you started by giving you the GCF, and then I'll let you finish that one up. And I want to go to letter H, which is a little bit trickier. Notice this is a difference because it's subtraction, and these are perfect squares because we can take the square root of both of them. And so what I can do is set up my t-chart right off the bat because there is no greatest common factor here. Okay, I'm looking for 0x, or in this case, I guess it's a 0m because we're using m as the variable. And then I'm going to say, okay, well, the square root of 25 is 5, so that's 5m and 5m. And the square root of 36 is 6, so I'm going to do 6 and negative 6 because I need these two to multiply to negative 36. And then those are also going to cancel each other out to give me 0m, because if I were to take the cross products here, that would be negative 30m and positive 30m. And of course, those would cancel out to 0m in the middle. So my factored form looks like this: 5m plus 6 and 5m minus 6. All right, we'll keep going here. Letter I, similar. Notice right off the bat, we've got perfect squares here, right? 49 and 25, those are perfect squares, which means we can take the square root of them. The problem is we don't have difference here because it's not a subtraction symbol there. What I can do, though, is I can divide out a negative 1. If I divide both of these things by negative 1, that'll turn this into positive 49 x squared minus 25 y squared. So I divided both of those coefficients by negative 1. And now I do have a difference of squares because I've got subtraction in the middle. And so then I can go through the t-chart here, 7x and 7x. That gives me 49x squared, 5y, and negative 5y. That'll give me negative 25y squared. And then if I were to take the cross products here, I'd end up with negative 35xy and positive 35xy, which would give me that 0 in the middle that I'm looking for. And so I get negative 1 and 7x plus 5y and 7x minus 5y. All right. Letter J is pretty straightforward. I'm going to leave that one to you to give it a shot. There's no GCF and there's no nothing too special about that one, just straight into a T-chart, so I'll let you figure that one out. And letter K as well. Notice that they're very similar, but they have one minor difference, so I'll leave those two for you. And we'll go to letter M. Okay, letter M just looks a little tricky because it's got this XY stuff, but it's just the same as normal. I'm going to go ahead and set up my T-chart here. I need that left side to equal 4x squared, so I'm going to do 2x and 2x. That gives me 4x squared. I need the right side to give me y squared, so that's just y times y. And then if I take these cross products here, I'm going to end up with 2xy. And on the other side, another 2xy, which of course will give me 4xy's, which is what I need. So that's perfect. And so I have the same factor 2 times here, right? 2x plus y and 2x plus y. And so I'm going to write that final answer as 2x plus y squared. Moving to letter N. For this one, hopefully we take a peek at it, right? And we realize, okay, this one does have a GCF. I can divide everything here by 2. So I'm going to end up dividing by 2. That's going to leave me y squared minus 10y plus 25. And then I can go ahead and T-chart what's left in here. That's going to be a y and a y, negative 5 and a negative 5. That will multiply to positive 25. But add to negative 10, and that's what I need. And so my final answer looks like this, the 2 that I factored out, and then y minus 5, and since there's 2 of them, squared. Get to letter O. This one is particularly tricky. I wouldn't expect you to see many problems as difficult as this, but we'll go through it just so you can see what's happening here. Notice it's an x to the 4th, which makes it tricky, but it's going to start the same way. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my T-chart here. I've got x, and x, but remember I need x to the 4th, so I'm going to do x squared times x squared, because that would give me x to the 4th. And then I'm going to do 4 and negative 4 because that multiplies to negative 16. And then those, of course, are opposites of each other, so they will give me the 0x in the middle, which is what I need. Okay, and so then what happens here is I end up with these factors that look like this, x squared plus 4 and x squared minus 4. And then I have to recognize, this is the tricky part, that this factor here, x squared minus 4, is another difference of squares. Difference because it has the subtraction symbol there, right? And 4, of course, is a perfect square. So I can T-chart that one even further here. So I can go ahead and T-chart that again, x and x, 2 and negative 2. And so then my final answer is going to look like this, x squared plus 4, x plus 2, and x minus 2. Right. And I want to point out that I cannot T-chart this one even any further, x squared plus 4, because it's got addition there, right? It's only difference of squares. So if it's subtraction and perfect squares, then you might be able to T-chart it further. Last one here, we can go ahead and factor out a 3. So I'll start that way. So I'll take out a 3. That's going to leave me x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. And then I can go ahead and T-chart. So we're going to end up with x times x, that's x squared, y times y, that's y squared, and then that would give me xy plus xy, which would give me 2xy's. So I end up with 3x plus y squared. All right. Thank you for watching.